Angeles, where the Suns win at 112-100 to take a 3-1 series lead on the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard missing his second straight game after aggravating a knee injury in Game 1. And it's the Phoenix Suns stars who come out and dominate. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul combining for 80 of the 112 points. Russell Westbrook did his job. Back-to-back 30-point games in this series. 37 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But this really came down to clutch time. 4-point game with 5 minutes to play. The Suns go on a 9-0 run, aided by the 18-year vet CP3, looking to win his first NBA championship. Got close a couple years ago, came up short. Now trying to get out of the first round, and now they are 1 win away from moving on. And for reaction, welcome to CBS Sports NBA writer Colin Ward-Henninger. And Colin, this game was decided really in the last 5 minutes. It was a 4-point game. The Suns go on a 9-0 run. What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said, right? These are the guys that the Suns have. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. They're not only great mid-range shooters, they're not only great scorers, but they're also tremendous clutch players. And this time it was Chris Paul taking the lead, just absolutely being a maestro out there. 9 assists, 0 turnovers, knocking down shots. When he's aggressive with his shot, this Suns team is incredibly dangerous. You know, the Clippers have been playing the Suns basically making Chris Paul shoot. They're using his man to help on the Booker and KD pick and rolls and saying, hey, if Chris Paul, if you want to beat us, go ahead. And that's exactly what he did in this game here. So, you know, 30 from Durant, 30 from Booker, almost 20 from Paul. That's really the recipe for this Suns team moving forward. And, you know, they showed just how dangerous that they can be.
11-1 when Kevin Durant plays this season for the Phoenix Suns. I mean, that tells you the story right there. And for the Clippers, they are now 3-11 without both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And the concern now is this series, at least for the Clippers side of it, it's over. Coming back from a 3-1 deficit is really, really difficult. We know the history of it, right? I mean, you and I know the history of it, down 3-1. The thing is here, what's your level of concern right now for the Clippers if they can't get Kawhi back? Is this series over on Tuesday in Phoenix, or is there some hope? Is there a chance that they could stretch this series if Kawhi does not play on Tuesday?
Yeah, you know, I'd love to say the Clippers have a chance without Kawhi. You know, the Clippers themselves have blown a 3-1 lead, so they certainly know it's possible. But without Kawhi Leonard, you just saw in this game here that there's no way that the Clippers can have enough offense to match them. Russell Westbrook goes out and has 37 points. Just a great story, by the way. What happened to him with the Lakers is just incredibly sad. He just clearly didn't fit there, kind of lost his mojo. And now with Kawhi and Paul George out, he has the ball in his hands. He can be the old Russell Westbrook, and you get to see that he still has that in him. That being said, I just don't think that they have enough without Kawhi Leonard. There was a report that Leonard's knee, you know, a lot of people were wondering whether it was Kawhi who decided to sit out. The report is that that's not the case, that the doctors actually told him that he could do further damage if he continues to play. So that's not looking good for their next game. With Phoenix at home, with all that energy and the 3 scores, you know, the 3 alphas starting to mesh together a little bit, I think that the Clippers are probably done in this series if Kawhi can't go.
Suns got off to a sluggish start in the regular season, right? They come back. They look good at the end of the year, of course, aided by the trade with Kevin Durant. How has Kevin Durant seamlessly sort of fit in here with this Phoenix Suns squad?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Steve Kerr called him one of the most malleable superstars in the NBA. He said, you know, incorporating him into those Warriors teams, it wasn't that hard because he can just fit any role. He plays multiple positions. He guards multiple positions. He can shoot on the ball. He can shoot off the ball. So what you're seeing with the Suns a lot, particularly in the beginning of this series and during the regular season, even when Kevin Durant's not scoring a ton, he draws so much attention that Devin Booker is having a field day. I mean, he looks like the best player in the playoffs so far. And part of that is because when he's on the floor with Kevin Durant, Durant gets so much attention that Booker has so much space to operate and kind of showcase all the talents that he has. So this is just, you know, they're just scratching the surface of what this team can be offensively. It's a lot of pick and roll. It's a lot of stagnation. Once they start to move the ball a little bit, you saw during this game, there was a lot of whenever there was a scramble, kind of a loose ball, the Suns looked great because there was movement and that led to open shots for their, really knockdown shooters. So I think that Durant's presence in itself creates just so many opportunities for everyone else on the Suns. And then at the end of the day, when you get into crunch time, you got three guys who can knock down shots and create for others. So Suns are incredibly dangerous, and they look pretty good.
Kevin and Devin, the third duo to each score 25-plus points in each of their first 4 games of postseason, joining Kobe and Shaq and Elgin and Jerry West. I mean, my goodness, that's elite company right there, and now one step away from moving on in the NBA playoffs. Colin Ward-Henninger breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Colin, thanks. So, Game 5, Tuesday, back in Phoenix, where the Suns will look to wrap up this series up 3-1. The status of Kawhi Leonard remains in the balance, and right now the Suns have a commanding 3-1 series lead headed back to Phoenix.